Full house today. It's nice. Yeah. Okay, so I'll try to take like 10 minutes of your time and explain to you what we're trying to do. So a lot of people are very excited about blockchain. Look at this convention, but when I look at blockchain today, other than speculation, I don't see like real usage into that. If I were on stage with Jamie Dimon, I find that I had hard time to win an argument against him. Most of what he's saying I agree with. I don't agree about the potential. I do agree about a lot of different stuff. And the reason is that when I'm looking at the blockchain, different ventures today, we see that there's actually only real 3 usages. One of them will be speculation, right? So people that buy Bitcoin or Ether today, usually to say that it's a store of value that moves 10% a day, it's not a store of value in my book. So, but it's a great tool for speculation, and I'm guessing a lot of us made nice money with that. So that's one usage. Second usage would be ICOs. So it's a new way to finance companies, which is also nice, but if we're being brutally honest with ourselves, this is also speculation. So from the company side, it's a way to raise money, but from the investor side, it's probably speculation. Would it do better than the Ether or the Bitcoin? The third thing would be the black market, which Jamie Dimon said over and over again: Venezuela, drug dealers, money laundering, and stuff like that. So why is that? You know, if this is the situation right now, why is that? And in my opinion, the main reason is that there's no killer apps other than ICOs. There's no real killer apps in the market, and the user experience is terrible. The way I see the user experience, users in the crowd, user in the street, he doesn't care about the technology. He doesn't care about HTTP, and he shouldn't care about blockchain. He should only care about the value that comes out of this new technology. Just like when I use my car and I push the gas, I go forward. How? I don't care. That's a good user experience. When we look at the experiences today, opening wallets, private keys, crazy numbers, this is terrible user experience. What we should have is I should go to my sister and tell her, listen, you should download this new Uber on the blockchain. Why? Because it's 20% cheaper. Why? If you're really interested in knowing why, I can explain why, because there's no middleman, and this technology automated everything. But the bottom line is that it's going to be cheaper, and this is your value. To say blockchain, it's just like using HTTP all over again. So we need to fix the user experience. Now, in order to fix the user experience, I'm looking at Apple as a very good role model versus to Palm. Do you guys remember Palm? No, no one remember Palm? Only guy? Cool. I know everyone over here. It's nice. So Palm had a touch screen, and they had the biggest community of developers at the time. But most of us not remembering Palm just because Apple did it better. They did it better because of their approach of closed garden, of standards, of how to do things. And in my opinion, if we want to go to mass market, this is one of the things that we need to do. We need to create standards. So I have a big position in both Ether and Bitcoin, and I saw a nice correlation between the number of users to the price. So if you want to get to mass market, in my opinion, you need to understand what will be the junction for all of the apps in the future. And the junction, in our opinion, would be a smartphone. Just because a smartphone is not actually a phone, it's actually a mini computer, and it's the most important computer that we have today. So, but imagine the user experience with the computer. So as I said, the smartphone. So with this computer, imagine the experience that you have 200 ICOs a week. Every ICO has its own token. And imagine the experience of downloading Uber on the blockchain only to discover that it tells you, oh, you want to use a taxi, you want to order a taxi, go to Bittrex, buy a token. Because I don't accept dollars, I only accept my tokens. Then you say, I'm not here to trade tokens, I'm here to order a taxi. But let's say you did it, okay, you finished doing that, you want to use Spotify on the blockchain, same issue. Oh, you want to use Spotify on the blockchain, you want to listen to Rihanna, go to Polo and buy my token. It doesn't make sense. The user experience is terrible. It will never work, in my opinion. And the way that we're trying to fix some of those issues is by working, for example, with a Bancor protocol, but put it inside the system in a way that the user doesn't even feel it. So imagine that you have only one token when you use the phone, but every app that the user is using in the background, in the kitchen, there's like a token changer that happens automatically and changing between our token, the SRN, to a different token. So that's one way to create a better user experience. Second thing that I think is important is the commissions. So the commissions today is terrible. We're all talking about cutting the middleman and lowering the commissions, but the truth is that commissions are terrible. It goes anywhere between $2 to last week, Bitcoin cost even $30, $40 a transaction when it was swamped. So again, we're not living up to the promise and to the potential of what we're talking about. In order to do that, we're creating a feeless payment network by creating two different ledgers. One ledger will be ERC20 on top of Ethereum, which will cost whatever the Ethereum network will cost. But we'll have a separate ledger between the user and the phone, between the user and the ecosystem of the apps. And this ledger will run on Yoda, and every phone could be in its own node, creating and allowing us to create a feeless payment network that will allow our developers to create different applications using this tool. And in the end, something like a Spotify on the blockchain, it's a nice idea, but it could never work really today, simply because if I want to pay Beyonce 10 cents per listen of her song, but the commission is $2, it doesn't work. So feeless payment network is one important thing that we do with the whole simplicity of token changes that I spoke about before, but security is a big part of it as well. So the first phone that we built was Solarin. It's considered to be the most secure phone in the world. In Israel, we have a lot of expertise in this manner, and we're taking everything that we've done with this phone, the Solarin, and we're bringing it to the new phone, Fini, not only to secure your communication and your data, but also to secure your digital assets in a form of a cold storage crypto wallet inside the phone. Yeah, you know, advisors. This is something that I think is a bit of importance, or maybe even more than that. You know, most of the projects that we see today usually has 3, 4, 5 people and a white paper. When I believe that the second wave of more mature companies that has done something before and have the experience is crucial for the whole industry. This is our team, close to 50 people with a lot of experience coming from Apple, from AT&T, and from the biggest companies in the world. Partners, so other than the natural suspects, we have Google as a partner, which it's a big deal. You know, we kind of forking Android and building our own type of Android called Shield. And this system will allow basically every phone manufacturer will releasing, we're open sourcing completely the entire code and the entire, not only software, but also hardware. The result would be that HTC, LG, and every other phone manufacturer can take our version of Android as long as he's using our token and use it with his phone to create his own blockchain-based phone. So, just to summarize, and then we'll go to questions and wrap it up. So, simplicity, user experience, security, and feeless payment network are the things that we're trying to achieve. We're having our ICO. Do we have the date over here? Where is the date? Yeah. So, first slide is the date, okay. Anyway, the ICO would be in December 12th. We're already at around 30 million in the pre-sale, so it goes good. And in those days that you have like 200 projects a week, it's very hard to rise above the noise. But this is where we're at today. And we thought that we're gonna have a huge announcement today, but it was pushed to next week. Remember that I told you that next week Sirin will have a huge announcement. And other than questions, I think I probably summed it up. Questions, anybody? No question. You have a question. Okay. Clapping question, yeah.
Clap first, because it's pretty awesome. I guess, are you leveraging like ARM Trust Zone and trusted execution environments in the phones as well, or are you going?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a trusted zone. Actually, I can show you after we go there. We have two separate zones within the phone. So the second zone, the secure zone, is actually detaching in the hardware level all of the sensors, the cameras, the GPS, etc., and create a trusted environment in order to create what we call the cold storage crypto wallet, but not only. Today, we also allow you to communicate through this special zone in a way no phone ever did before. So yeah. Yeah.
What do you see as the killer app that could be developed on this platform?
Yeah, so you know, I think that today we don't see any apps in the industry, right? There's nothing, only ICOs coming up. But we think, and we analyzed, when we analyzed the roadmaps of all of the ICOs that are current right now, no one is talking about more than a year. So we're expecting that in Q3 next year, there's going to be tons of different applications. Which one will be the killer app? I don't know. My ideas is the things like, I can't wait to see someone that does like a Uber on the blockchain. But I think that the best example that we can allow people is actually kind of like Spotify on the blockchain, allowing and empowering the feeless payment network. But who knows, you know, next year we will launch the phone just when a lot of different projects will be finished and ready, launch on the phone, and we'll see which one takes off. Yeah, Guy, last question.
How much will the phone cost and when can we buy it?
Right, so the current phone that we have is actually a super expensive phone. The Solarin is one of the most expensive phones in the world. It costs between $15,000 to $20,000 each. The new phone that we're building, the Fini, will cost less than $1,000. It will be sold worldwide, internet, of course, online, but not only, also in phone carriers and different stores that we will open. Today we have 2 stores in England. We're going to open a store here in New York and in other places. And it's probably going to be ready around Q3, somewhere between the beginning to the end. I'm fighting with the developers, as usual. Guys, thank you very much. Take care.